Looks like we might just be getting Mortal Kombat it again. Hey, Watch Mojo steals things from other people, so I'm gonna steal something from them. Greetings, fellow Vita fans. This is James with PS Vita at 2 AM, coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. For the longest time now, we in the community have been hearing rumors that maybe, just maybe, the PlayStation 5 might be compatible with the Vita in some way, shape, or form. And I've done some videos on these topics in the past, which I will have linked in the video description. I'll even add them on the end screen too, unless I forget, in case you're curious to see those. Well, long story short here, we may have just had those dreams dashed from a recent update from Ubisoft, and this article comes from Kotaku, and I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about it by now, but in case you haven't, prepare for redundancy. I was actually thinking about calling this channel that at one point in time, and let me know what ways would you implement the PlayStation Vita with the PlayStation 5. I would love to hear from you down in the comments section. Now, as far as the article, here's how it goes. PS5 will only be backwards compatible with the PS4 games, according to Ubisoft. A new support page about the transition to next-gen consoles over on Ubisoft's website appears to confirm that PS3, PS2, and PS1 games will not be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 5. Sony, why? Why you do this to us? This is what they had to say, like as in Ubisoft's words exactly. Backwards compatibility will be available for supported PlayStation 4 titles, but will not be possible for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, or PlayStation games. The support page states, while Sony has previously said that PS5 will be backwards compatible with PS4 games, it's never officially said whether any games from past PlayStation consoles will work on the new hardware. Now, if this leak does in fact end up being true, more on that in a sec, then I am going to get a tad misty-eyed at this, because if I'm reading into the words correctly, it's essentially saying that Sony has very little interest in backwards compatibility whatsoever. Select PS4 games aside. They be playing favorites again. And I can't really say this comes as a surprise, because if we look back at Sony's track record, backwards compatibility hasn't been their biggest issue when it comes to new hardware. Not saying, of course, it's never happened, it's just never been that big of a focus. Oh, how I can't help but harken back to the PS2 era when Sony systems played everything, even though it was only two systems. Now you might be saying at this point, hey James, you're jumping the gun here, the PlayStation Vita wasn't even mentioned. Well, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of all of this, at least as far as my perspective goes. I almost rolled my R's there, because since the Vita wasn't mentioned at all, and Sony is basically neglecting their biggest selling system of all time, that being the PlayStation 2, you'd think they want to at least make it compatible with that, then I personally don't think there's much hope for us with the Vita. Now, as far as those past rumors had gone, we were hoping that maybe there might be something like a cartridge slot for the Vita, or maybe something even going more old school, like where you can hook up the PlayStation Vita to the PS5, a la the way the GameCube would be able to hook up to the Game Boy Advance back in the early 2000s. Oh, I miss those days. And play Vita games through the PS5. Kind of like a PS TV, if you were, with enhanced graphics and everything. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen at this point. Because again, if Sony's ignoring the PS2, which is their bread and butter, I doubt they're gonna be doing it for the Vita. And even beyond that, there was a smaller, more minority group that was hoping we would at least get PS5 Remote play with the Vita. Not sure exactly how that would work, considering you're taking 2011 technology with what soon will be current gen tech. Not sure how compatible those two would be, but maybe there might have at least been a chance. Which I'll admit, I was in the camp of this most likely happening personally. Couldn't see Sony doing any of the other things, but PS5 Remote play did seem possible because it would be the easiest, most cost-effective alternative to give us some sort of compatibility. And considering Sony has no intention of giving a successor to the Vita anytime soon, if at all, then I mean, why not just do this? Fudge, man. What the fudge? Now, at the beginning of this video, you may have noticed that I have said if this leak is true. Here's where we might have a tiny glimmer bit of hope here. After this leak was officially leaked, the Ubisoft support page has been edited to remove any mention of backwards compatibility. So we can take this in one or two ways. Either the statement they said wasn't true, or they said too much and wanted to remove any kind of evidence of it. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the latter, as much as I hate to admit it, because as great as it would be to think we might have a chance at more backwards compatibility with the PS5, what the article stated originally just seems to be more on point with what Sony actually would do. That was a lot of whats. Yeah, Sony, I know you all too well to know you be trolling. Just my opinion though, much like with this whole video. And if we don't get any compatibility with the PS Vita like whatsoever, and it ends up being true, I'm hoping that at the very least Sony might consider putting some of the PS Vita games on the PlayStation 5 store. Maybe removing some of the motion controls and things that were needed for some of the games. That would at least be a plus. Enhance the graphics, give us 4K resolution even if it's having to be pushed to the limits, and therefore maybe being fake 4K? Just something, Sony. But guys, that's my opinion on everything. Again, this is just all speculation at the moment. I'm hoping maybe we might still have a chance, but let me know what kind of a chance you think we have down in the comment section below. Or maybe you want to vent on how little a chance we have on it and break my heart even further. Feel free to do that too if you want. What kind of innovations would you love the PS Vita to have with the PS5? I would love to hear it. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Milk-sama, Neo Arashi, Reiko Star, Matt Fox, B Mystery, Makis Blob, Larry Anderson, Mario Cruz, Jelle, Buzz Saiyan, Richard Cruz, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Adam Sondi, Hero Acer, Rodrigo Vera, Aaron Swanson, Heston Joseph, Kevin Enright, Jared Hado, Joshua Williams, Ruben Gutierrez, BMF, Skulshur Tugul TCG, Adam Theory, Pierce Sterner, E-Rock, JR, Kyle Brooks, Saul Ramirez, Phantom XRS, David Ray, Wendy K, Hemdall Imbert, Gutter Drums, PS Vita S, Clayton Malarkey, Ronan Elganto, Tasha Monty, Eric DeWitt, Redowan Alloy, Burzin Mystery, Silica, and Lori Sweeney. If you would be interested in supporting the channel and seeing your name on this end screen here, or if you wish to remain anonymous, that's cool too, then make sure to check the links down in the description below. I have various ways for you to accomplish this down there. Okay, now Sony, I have a pitch here for you. A little bit of bonus info for those of you who made it to the end of the video. What if you combine the PlayStation 5 with the PSP? And now we're talking about a twist here, aren't we? To make one massive, huge handheld, one that would conquer the entire world. You could call it the PSP5, or maybe the PS5 PSP, or maybe make the system a hybrid. You know, much in the way one of your competitors is doing and it's been incredibly successful. Or, you know, you could just give us a successor to the Vita like everybody wants, or continue to do nothing like you've been doing.